like every day for 2 weeks. So I'm just gonna use my iPhone on this little like stabilizer thing. So the audio won't be very good, but at least I will still have a hand. So just letting you know now. We are at one of the exhibits for the Biennale now. Every year, Venice has a big exposition, and they alternate between an exposition about art and an exposition about architecture. And this year's about art. And a whole bunch of different countries come, and they all have their own little pavilions. So this is currently the Hong Kong pavilion, and they each have their own little message and their own little show and all kinds of stuff. There's theater and dance and all kinds of different things going on, and we're just going to explore it and see what we can find. I tried to see if there's like a back entrance to the Biennale, so I like climbed up this old staircase that was cordoned off, and there really wasn't any way in, but I did see like this abandoned theater that was really beautiful. Those abandoned places Instagrams, it was like one of those sort of places. It was really cool. We are at the Rialto Bridge. It's one of the most touristy places I've ever been, but it has a special meaning for my family. I'll have my dad tell the story later when you can actually hear it. It's really loud here, but it's still very beautiful.
So, the Rialto Bridge story. 8 years ago, April 2009, we were on vacation in Europe. And one of our stops was here in Venice at the Hilton Molino Stuckey. We had a great time, wonderful visit. Mary loved Venice, and just a terrific time. So we leave, we get on the water taxi to go to the train station. The water taxi was packed beyond capacity. It was Easter Sunday, so perhaps that's why it was as packed as it was, but it was beyond standing room only. We get to the train station, and because it was so full, I was the only one that was able to get off the taxi boat at that stop. And as much as we tried to all get to the gate and what have you, I was the only one that was able to get off, along with a bunch of other people, but just kind of the way it worked out. And the taxi driver refused to delay. Even though some old Italian ladies were yelling at him, he closed the gate immediately and took off. And I had no idea what was going to happen next. So I took the path through the streets of Venice to what I thought would be the next stop, according to the map. And they weren't there. I went to the next stop, they weren't there. And finally I got on a taxi and took it around. And one stop after another, didn't see my family, didn't know what was going on. And finally I get to the Rialto Bridge stop, which is a good bit down the Grand Canal of Venice. And there on the taxi platform was my family, Mary and the 3 kids, and they looked quite upset. Understandably, this is pre-cell phone and all of that. You know, there's no way to contact each other. So I'm very relieved to see each other. Well, in the meantime, while all of this was going on, it also occurred to me that I didn't have on me, I couldn't find the car key for our rental car, which was actually on the mainland. And
the only car key.
The only car key. And so when we reunited, with great joy, almost immediately I asked Mary, I said, well, do you have the car key? And she said, no. And we looked through the suitcases, all that, no car key. So we had to come all the way back to the hotel, which again is all by boat, getting the right taxi boat and what have you, carrying all of our luggage. This is, not easy. Anyway, so we get back, talk to the front desk, no one had turned one in. They go up and look once or twice, couldn't find it. I finally asked to be able to go up with them, and they had to have security to kind of escort that, because apparently the next family had already checked into the room, which was a bit surprising. It was kind of early in the afternoon. So we go to the room, and I remember putting the key in the safe, or had some recollection of the safe, which they had previously checked, so that there was nothing in it. But anyway, this time, which again I think is the third time the room is now being checked, I was looking around the room. The lady who accompanied us, she looked in the safe, and I heard the distinctive clink sound of the fob being bumped against the side of the safe as she had swung her hand through. And I was like, oh, thank God. And so we got the key fob and made it back down to the lobby, where Mary and the kids were very relieved. And there was some crying. And
all this took 3 hours.
Yeah, this is a 3-hour story. In the midst of all this, of course, we've been praying for some kind of resolution.